Someone mentioned it. I think it might have been Fluke once more mentioned it.
Of course it was.
I can't see a Tidehunter versus Zeus. Like Zeus, problem with Zeus is always his laning state early is he wants to AFK farm, he wants to just push out the wave. Tidehunter can't harass him, so it's just a free lane. If Zeus actually ever plays against a melee core like that. And also the big thing with Tide is the Kraken Shell, the physical damage reduction. Zeus doesn't care, he's just going to bolt your head in. I'm glad to see they have put the Quap mid, like that's an actual matchup at least. Because if you had done that, given Fearless the Tidehunter, I feel like they would have instantly lost the lane.
I would agree with you on that, but luckily that is not the case. Fearless on the Quap, be in the mid lane up against the Zeus. It's not going to be the easiest of games for this Dire side, but I do love the draft. It's a lot of team fight going on here, a lot of kill potential from both sides, really. Matter of whether they can slow down and control Raven on this Spectre. And that's the big thing, right? Raven's the new addition to the team for Fnatic. In my opinion, and I've been saying this for a long time, he's arguably the best position one right now in SEA.
I mean, it just goes to show, if he wins this tournament, I know this is an early call, but the last time he played, he was with GeekFam, like we mentioned, and he 3-0'd Fnatic. Like, he absolutely cleaned up house, and he looked pretty much perfect. So I'm looking to see Raven continue that form, because like you said, he might just be the best carry in Southeast Asia, and you have to prove it back-to-back-to-back tournament. He has got Spectre, though, and I know, I've been checking his Dota buff, he's been practicing in pubs, so... hack.
Well, my question is, who's not playing Spectre in pubs right now? Hero that just doesn't seem to die in the late game.
Yeah, self-respecting people.
Right.
He says, talking up Arkwood in last game. All right.
We'll see that mid lane Moon going to be up against Fearless on the Queen of Pain. Down at the bot lane, Jabs and Raven up against the tri lane that's being run of this Trust side. And I do wonder whether they'll keep this tri lane going. But I guess when you've got an off-lane Tide, rather a safe lane Tide this game, you don't really need to have a support to be there to just protect this Tidehunter.
Yeah, definitely true. The other side of it is there's obviously not great amount of stun, not great amount of lockdown coming from Fnatic's top lane. DJ is playing the Phoenix, quite a greedy 4, but you can see what they're already doing. They're pulling waves, they're going to start annoying Masaros under this lane because Tidehunter early game, until he gets a couple levels in Kraken Shell, he actually takes damage. He actually gets quite easily harassed out of lane. And you're seeing it happen already.
Jabs. Very, very low. He'll get the comms off, but that'll be first blood. Boombill was able to get the final auto attack in, and Jabs maybe just going a bit out of position there, and now Raven is going to have to suffer while he is out of the lane.
Yeah, and this is almost a double lane for Raven as well, so it's actually going to push the wrong way. This is really annoying for Fnatic right now, because Raven just wants to AFK farm. We talked about Spectre being a late game hero. He's decent in the lane, but you don't want to have to rely on dispersion, you don't have to rely on spamming that Spectral Dagger to get the range creep, which I feel like he has to do.
That'd be the case. Of course, looking to that top lane for Rev, who's also subbed in for Fnatic right now. He's going to be there up against Masaros, and it's one of those lanes where they're just going to trade farm. You'd make the argument that Tide should have a slight advantage, perhaps up until those levels are up on the Beastmaster. But now they'll just be sitting back and just farming up. Of course, back down to that bot lane. DJ gets tossed in by Q. And now the Scatterblast is there from Boombill, but they will not have the follow-up. What's a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation now between these two?
Yeah, and honestly, MG.Trust tri-lane is way stronger. They've got 2 guaranteed stuns in the Cookie and the Toss. The Avalanche as well is less guaranteed, but still quite solid. And then you've got Thatch. If you get lucky in this lane, Jackie could just get free kills here. Where Raven, his only damage output right now is the Spectral Dagger and just whacking down a hero. He doesn't really want to be a part of this tri-lane.
Fearless getting rather low on that mid lane on the Quap, which is somewhat to be expected when you are playing up against the Zeus.
Yeah, definitely. I do like what he's doing though. Like, he's keeping a decent amount of farm. He's trading pretty much even with the Zeus, despite the Zeus going 2 levels in the arc lining, making this lane incredibly hard to deal with.
Bot lane, some pings were coming out. We do see Jabs, he's going for the small camp
Q
right now, but Q does get the toss off into Boombill with the scatter blast. Now Jabs, he's going to try and get some lucky bashes off. There's the cookie coming out from Boombill, and Raven is in trouble, but looks like he might actually make his way out. So instead they'll go after DJ, but of course he will just be able to Icarus dive out of there. Raven does salve up and he is okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an awkward bot lane. I think Ravens just has to come out of it not dying too many times. He's going to get his levels. Obviously, you can see already 9 and 2 on the last hits. It's pretty sad comparative to the 19 and 7 boy.
Doesn't get much sadder than that. Jabs and Q just going to run into each other on the Clockwork and Tiny.
Mid lane though? Ooh.
After those power runes, but Moon is in trouble. He still has the Shadow Strike on him. He'll Fairy Fire up. Does eat a Fairy Fire, but it's a lot of damage.
It's 2 ticks. I believe he'll have 4 health.
Oh,
7 health.
7.
Okay. But still, Moon, he used a last second Arc Lightning. Ooh.
Boombill goes down to the bot lane trying to go after DJ, and DJ is just going to make a run for it. Q, unable to get any form of a toss-off. Probably not wanting to toss Jackie into the tier 1 tower. Probably better to just avoid that altogether.
Yeah, especially no AWP.
Never mind, Q still gets DJ, but not quite yet. He needs one more attack and he will be able to get it off. Q, a great little rotation there just to double check the behind of the tier 1 tower, and it turns out he was right. The Phoenix was around.
Yeah, a nice little heads up fight. He's going to go towards the mid lane as well. I think he just got spotted out by a ward though. So I don't see Moon getting caught to this, especially when he walks under tower and takes auto attacks.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, well, we won't really talk about it much, but there is a ward really defensive from Fnatic inside their own jungle to see this rotation coming through from Q.
That's going to be important, right? Because you've got the Zeus who's so susceptible.
DJ there?
Could break the gap, but DJ is going to be in danger. Avalanche Toss will be out, and that'll be the second death for DJ now on the Phoenix. It's once again to Q on this Tiny, who just continues to be at the right place at the exact right time.
Yeah, just to touch on what you said, Zeus is so far going to be their entire mid game. Obviously, QO mentioned it, Raven playing Spectre. One of those heroes that can hit R, he's in the fight. But you need everyone else to be actually ready to fight, and I think that's where Zeus comes in. I think that's where they're going to put so much reliance on Moon to have a good early game.
It'll be very important.
Oh, and this is what I hate about the mid game, right? Like, you can see 6 minutes in, there's an action rune coming. Do we play potluck and who wins the lane from getting the action rune?
Well, Moon does end up picking up the haste, but bot lane Jabs is going to get bashed up by Jackie. He'll make a run for it with the battery assault. Now DJ going to Icarus dive in, going after Boombill.
No cookie?
No cookie. Boombill is very low with the Fire Spirits, and Raven does manage to take the kill. In fact, you had Moon there with the haste rune anyway, just in case. He wasn't really able to follow up at all onto the Void anyway, so I try to chip down this tier 1 tower a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And further on the Moon build, have you heard a look at it? 302. He has no level in bulk.
Wow, so that's a new one. Q is going after it. Yeah, Moon is in trouble. Sonic Wave is going to be out from the quad. Fearless will be able to take a kill for himself now. And it's very unusual to see that. No points in Lightning Bolt.
I have been seeing this more often than not nowadays. I'm not going to win the lane. I can't really out-harass my counter opponent. Obviously, Fearless playing that Queen of Pain is a great harasser with Dagger. So why not just prep for farming? Get that level 7, max out the farm, push out lanes as much as I can.
Is under attack.
I still am a bit on the fence on it though. I'm still used to the maxing bolt, destroying the lane, and then farming from it. But I quite like the Arc Lightning build. It's a throwback to 2015, where Bloodstone first. That was the build.
Good old game. I like to call it. Boombill. Yeah, Thunder God's Wrath is going to come in. Boombill cannot sustain through that much damage. Moon will take it on the Zeus, and that's always a nice little positive, right, for the side of Fnatic, is if you get close to getting a kill, Moon should be able to just clean it up quite easily with his ulti.
Yeah, definitely. It has been nerfed recently. 30 seconds more on the cooldown. So they have to be a bit more sparing with the use of Thunder God's Wrath. But with a Raven, Spectre, the cooldown's 180 seconds on ult. So which one do you really want to be using in this fight?
Very true. Of course, Jackie still just farming very, very well in the Void. I do kind of wonder what item build this Void goes for this game. The item builds do tend to vary quite a bit between different players, but what are you thinking this game around up against the Spectre?
Well, obviously, I do have the benefit. I can see he is building the Midas, but Midas is a good build. He needs to get levels. He needs to start tanking up, and he needs to set the tempo faster than Raven is ready for. So you've got to be fighting less than 3 minutes per fight. You need to make sure the Haunt's not up. You need to be finding good kills with the Chrono. I'd be happy.
Avalanche toss on Jams. Spectral Dagger going to be up. That'll be it. It was just a bit of a warning shot out from Q.
Yeah, nothing really much happening. But yeah, with Jackie just building a Manta plus 1 item and then eventually going to like that BKB axe.
Jackie, he's going to be able to get whatever he wants with this trade. And speaking of farm, you look at those top 2 in terms of last hits right now. It is the Tide and the Quap. Yeah. So the side of MG.Trust so far are having a very, very good game. Holding that slight net worth lead up against Fnatic for now. Fearless is also going to make a bit of a rotation down to the bot lane. See if we can pick up a kill here. He does have the Sonic Wave back up. Not to mention, of course, Jackie does also have the Chrono.
Yeah, I think DJ's going to die. The only way he gets out here, a lot of people see a Phoenix. He's probably going to use it. Doesn't have the mana.
Jackie has the Chrono, but they'll use the cookie, and it lands just in time.
Masteros on the top lane as well.
Danger. Ravage is committed. Q's going to come in with an avalanche, but is that going to be enough for him? He wants to keep going. He'll commit the Roar on the easier target, and Raven actually going to haunt in. Gets one. Now after Masteros, and it looks like Masteros is just dead. It's the strength of the global strat. They could just be anywhere at any time.
Yeah, it's so hard to combat that as well. Like, you don't want to commit your whole team. Bombell, I believe, TP'd the mid lane to start getting farms, start getting levels there, so he can't come in. But all of a sudden, you want to commit the Queen of Pain TP, you want to commit the Void TP on Jackie, or do you want to just trade towers? And they're going to go for trade.
There was poor old DJ trying to get that TP off, and they turned into something nice afterwards. DJ dying for the greater good. Q tried to help out, but ended up working against him for Rev, not hesitating whatsoever. Didn't think about the raw target, just gets it right onto that Tiny. At least Jackie, on the bright side, is very close to that Midas build-up you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he can AFK farm this game. You can see he's gone 4 levels time lock. He knows he's not really going to die unless he makes an egregious error. So you might as well farm really aggressively, start to push out these lanes. You're going to need to do a lot of work. The Queen of Pain is going to get locked down quite a bit in the mid-game. So I'd like to see Jackie start to take over around the 20 minutes.
Be important.
Can I say that? He's going to TP top. He might look towards a Chrono soon. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses, so they're going to smoke up.
Bit of shot, see what they can do. Moon not going to be around the area to help out his team if they do get caught, and Raven would be a primary target for this smoke.
That's a shame. They were about 5 seconds too late on that rotation. They would have found Raven, and Raven definitely dies right now. He has no boots.
They're still chasing. Towards the high ground, they do ping out Raven.
Here it is.
They have made the jump with the Chrono, and now the Mortimer's Kisses are going to fly in, but Raven is trying to make a run. It will be no good. Boombell will be able to secure the kill on the Snapfire. Still Jackie taking quite a bit of damage on his way out, but they are still trying to go after Jabs on the Clockwork, making a bit of space. He'll go for the hook shot onto Boombell, but now the cookie's there onto Masteros, and the Thunder God's Wrath will be enough. Still Fearless does get the Sonic Wave out in time. And that'll pretty much be it. Fnatic unable to find anyone else to go after. They'll lose 2-1 in this fight.
They did get a ward, but it's still not a great fight. Heads up play from Jackie though, realizing his Mortimer's Kisses, like the Snapfire, obviously can help win with the kill. They do trade their life for Raven, but I think that's worth it. Every time you take that pick.
Absolutely. I mean, that's your highest priority target right now, and probably will be for the rest of the game. Apart from maybe Moon on the Zeus, who, you know, obviously you get rid of him for DPS reasons still.
Is under attack.
Things are going okay right now for MG.Trust. They hold a 1k net worth lead and a 1 kill advantage. Currently, in terms of net worth, Jackie is just sitting at the top. It's the last person you want at the top if you are the side of Fnatic. Raven does have a bit of catching up to do. In fact, you look at Raven's net worth at the moment. It is at 4.5k, so the Faceless Void is a full 1k ahead.
Yeah, I think this is fine though. Spectre obviously is not a great early game farmer. Picks it up later, becomes a fighting nuisance once you get a few items. So I think this gap of 1200 is completely fine for the Spectre in a losing matchup.
Bill, giant spectral dagger. He's looking for the cookie attempt and does get to the low ground, but Raven, of course, can just run down to the low ground, and Boombell is trying his best to survive. He's actually going to come in with a great avalanche shot into the toss, but now the hook shot. Jabs is there to try and help Jackie. He's going to get pushed by the Cox, and now the roar comes in. Forev, he does hold down Jackie, and he does end up dying. Masros, he tries for the Ravage, but it is going to be no good, it seems like. In fact, maybe it is Q. He comes back in, gets one, but they will lose the tide. And that is a 3-for-1 trade. 2 cores going down for MG.Trust. It's all at the cost of really just the clockwork.
Yeah, heads up play from Raven there. Not many people would have recognized it, but he blind through the dagger and hit Bombell. Ooh. Instantly haunts to kill the Mortimer's Kisses. If Bombell gets that Mortimer's Kisses, for even 3 or 4 globs, that fight's completely different.
Definitely a big deal. Watch out for that if you are the Snapfire. Forev still looking at his item build anyway. He's still going for that standard kind of Helm of the Dominator into the Necro book, which, I mean, I guess something's just never changed regardless of, you know, the balance updates that do occur.
Yeah.
Is this just the way to play it? Like, you don't really want any mobility or anything for the Raw. You go into the standard. I'm going to have 50 creeps run at you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, like I said with Lycan last game, where the new Necrobooks kind of favor attacking heroes. 4Rev playing this Beastmaster is the perfect example of that. You have that attack speed from Inner Beast. As soon as you raw someone, those Necrobooks run on top of you with that extra movement speed. So I think, honestly, Necrobook is better for Beastmaster as well. Of course, you have less pushing power. You have a terrible pushing lineup with Spectre and Zeus. But you just want to commit to win these fights, and I think Necrobook does that.
Fearless is about to spot out Forev, or maybe Forev gets him
roar.
first. He gets the stun and the roar off, but he's all alone at the moment. The Zeus does have ulti. Fearless will be able to blink out of there. Masaros going to come in and try and help out. They really want the life of Forev.
That's sick. He got the Centaur stomp on Bombell's Mortimer's Kisses.
Oh, that's fantastic. Forev just walks his way out.
That's...
Boombell not going to be very happy about that.
Jabs wants blood here. I think he's going to look for a hook. I think he might find Bombell as well.
Boombell does get hooked up with the cogs. Boombell, do you have a cookie? He does, but he can't get the animation off, and it doesn't matter anyway. They had the Thunder God's wrath, but Jabs will die in the process, and Boombell, he doesn't look too sad after all. He's all right. Yeah,
the difference is obviously you're trading gold onto the Zeus, and some people will live with that because Zeus right now, if he gets jumped on, he's only got a Yule Scepter. I believe we're going to see a Boots of Travel coming in on the Courier as well. He needs items. He needs mobility, and he needs to start building towards the Ag so the Spectre Haunt can solo kill people.
Raven goes straight into the Yasha and what looks to be the Manta straight after that. Standard stuff for the Spectre.
Yeah, so much better than the Radiance build, I reckon.
I'd say so, yeah.
Like, I like the Radiance, but I feel like stats is just too good on Spectre. He uses them too well with his illusions. Obviously, once you get that Manta, it's very hard to take down Blurster's Spectre.
Once you're stuck in the Chrono as well as the Spectre, that's all you want. You just want some stats. Fearless, Boombell, and Q. They're going to smoke up. They've got Masaros in the mid lane as the Tide. He's just trying to bait the side of Fnatic at the moment, but they're nowhere near.
And quite a curious build for Masaros. He's actually gone 4 staff and then heading back towards the pipe. I don't mind this just because of the amount of AoE damage that's going to come out. Haunt obviously will stop the blink.
Well, they're running into him.
Radiant's Courier has been
Courier.
That should notify them. I think Jabs is going to look at that, losing his Courier. Unless Jabs wants blood, like...
Pops the smoke of Q. There's the avalanche, rather just the toss straight into Masaros, and they're going to go for the easy clockwork kill. And they say easy, Jabs is still alive. He does eventually go down. It's really all they could afford to go after. That was the only person showing.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, you get a pick with the smoke gank, but it's a 2K network clockwork. Jabs is just absolutely playing POS 7 Dota right now.
That's how it has to be done.
It's sad to watch, but sometimes you got to appreciate the support players that are willing to sacrifice like this, and Fnatic are a great team for that. They have so much trust with each other. Outside of Raven, the 4 of them have been playing for quite some time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lane,
Radiant structures
just an illusion.
are fortified.
Moon, wasting a few spells out from the Trust boys. They are still pretty set on trying to go after that mid-tier 1 tower, I must say. They really haven't left that area.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Can they actually get it done? I mean, just with this arc lightning spam, it seems like their creeps just can't get anywhere near. But now with Jackie there, he'll just frontline with Masaros.
They got to be careful though, because if they take about half their health pool and all of a sudden a Haunt comes out, Forev gets the Raw, you could actually lose this fight quickly. And I see Jab's hook.
There's the Raw. It's going to be on to Q with the Chrono being thrown out by Jackie, but he's trying to focus down Forev. Now the Ravage comes out from Masaros. Is it going to be enough though? They got jabs. They'll get Forev on the Beastmaster, and that'll be it. After that tier 1 tower, why not take a few kills and just get out of there?
Yeah, definitely. Raven didn't even commit the Haunt. He didn't want to bar of it. He's like, nah, we've lost this one. I'm out.
You guys are on your own.
And he's heading towards that Manta. Like you said, he's only 1,000 gold away. He is quite close. It'll be interesting to see when he gets a tier 2 item. If there are any decent ones. There's a Vampire Fangs for him. That's about it.
It's not the best. What is it, Fearless? Sunray's going to be out. Fearless, he blinks into Raven. He's just going to die. DJ does lose his life to Q, but I don't think you mind that. You've got a support for a core trade.
Yeah, even if I'm Phoenix in DJ, you definitely take that trade. Unlucky from Fearless. Like, that is just a normal rotation. It's a normal farming pattern. And all of a sudden, you just see Ravens there.
Echo Saber on the Quap. Did I see that right?
Oh, so
he's just splitting it up.
Yeah, it's not a glitch, but a lot of people realize like you can build the Echo Saber for a few more stats if you're building BKB and Orchid. Zeus though,
he's getting jumped. Nice toss out from Q with the cookie to follow up from Moon. And he survived. There's going to be hookshot and Haunt in. He's not doing the Cox. Moon is still making a run for it, and he is going to make it out. Masaros. Oh, what a place to be. And he can see the Zeus. He just can't reach.
What? And there's getting more. Oh, Fearless won't die though.
Masaros, he's still on the run. Raven is on the chase. DJ right behind him, and Moon, of all people, will take the kill, and we'll get a mega kill streak. Oh, and that is just disgusting from Fnatic.
Yeah, oh, I'm so glad no one could see me. That hurt to see. Like, the Zeus was dead. He just gets out. It was even a failed TP. Like, he TP'd home to get insta-stun. Essence Ring comes off. He just walks away. DJ keeps him alive, and that's a disgusting turnaround. And that could set the mid-game in motion, honestly.
Certainly could. It's a big kill attempt to go for, and a lot of bodies lost here. More MG.Trust, but they'll get back to the farming game. You've still got Jackie, who is at the top of the net worth board, on the Faceless Void, so he's kind of your saving grace right now, that you can rely on him in those later stages of the game. Though, as I say that, Forev does now have a blink up on that Beastmaster, so suddenly it's not going to be quite as easy to avoid that roar from this Beastmaster.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a huge window as well, because as you've seen, Jackie just built the BKB. So if Jackie can get the BKB off before Raw, he will live every time. Spectre doesn't have enough damage yet, but Moon is 70 gold away from Axe. So if that Raw comes off with pre-BKB, he probably will die before he gets to use a single spell.
It's going to be a smoke out. G.Trust.
Oh, Jabs is going to eat the smoke again. He's so loyal. Like, he doesn't care. He's just going to die. He's not even going to move.
It's space. There's an Aghanim Scepter actually coming out on Moon now, so the way they see it, Jabs dies, we get a new item up, and we can take the next team fight. You look at MG.Trust now, they go after the Roshan play, but are they going to realize on the side of Fnatic?
I don't know if they can actually do anything. They got the bird in there, so they do know. They have the buyback on Jabs, so he can TP in, and they're just going to bail out with a buyback. Okay.
Masaros just picks up the pipe. Could try to take this team fight around the Roche pit. The only problem being they don't really realize the axe is up yet. It has not been revealed by Moon.
I think they just dewatered here, so they would have seen it on Moon, I believe.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
So we might know either way that you can't avoid the fight just because he has axe. Like, if it's going to come to you, it's going to come to you. You have to live with that. And you're going to see Jabs is going to look for the hook on Bombell. I believe he's the pick to take right now. Obviously, we can see Forev's on the sideline, so he can't really start this fight.
Jabs gets croned up by Jackie. You know, you might be happy if your Jabs about this. Chrono's expended, and they're going to rush the Roche after.
MG.Trust is going to die in the Roche pit.
He is. Roar is going to be there with the Sun Ray, and the Thunder God's Wrath is going to be enough. So Jackie, how do you fight this now without a Chrono?
Without a Ravage too.
Without a Ravage.
So the Roche was about half health when that fight started. That is, I think, why MG.Trust walked in there. I was obviously watching Jabs die once more.
Yep.
But heads up play from Fnatic, Jabs baiting out the Chrono. And they got a free Roche for it, really. The Jabs is worth next to nothing these days.
Just, it's literal space being made here from Jabs. I really don't think he'd care if he died another 50 times.
Well, each time he dies, he's losing 83 gold. That's two creeps.
83 gold.
I had to check just to see how low it actually was.
What a number.
Oh man, he's only dead for 32. Obviously that was a bit longer with that dieback, but from here on out, Jabs is dying over and over again. And you can tell he's 1 and 8.
Yeah.
The rest of his team's died 1-1-1 on the cause. He's died 8 alone.
Better you than me. Fearless. So he's just trying to work towards the BKB on the Quap now. So just wanting to remove a lot of the magic damage coming out of Moon, I'm sure, and even the control that's coming out. Of course, all these BKBs aren't really going to matter in the grand scheme of things when you have the Beastmaster Roar and the Clockwork Hook. And speaking of, Jabs does go on Boombill. They push him back with the Cogs. He just goes back in with the Cookie. And Sunray is going to burn him out, though Jackie will at least find another trade. But you look at Raven and Masteros. They're just fighting. Masteros turns around. Forev, meanwhile, getting a Roar off onto Jackie, but he does time walk it off. Forev still making the chase. Masteros now needs to be careful, but the dagger not going to be enough. Jackie, he will survive just a little bit longer, and it looks like he's making his way out. The rest of MG.Trust will also be just fine. Ends up really just being a 1-for-1. Again, both supports just going down.
Yeah, and that is huge for MG.Trust. Obviously not committing the Ravage,
Dyer's
not having the Chronosphere at all, and not committing the Scream of Pain and Sonic Wave combo. I think you now turn around as MG.Trust. You look for a fight, you look for a Chrono, even through the ages. You just go find Moon and kill it.
Fnatic, it's established a almost 3k net worth lead at 25.5 minute mark. Gotta give it to MG.Trust. This is a much closer game than most people expected. He blinks in again. He does commit the Sonic Wave, but he actually does survive. They don't get a stun off. But Moon is still there, and he gets the kill. Great Lightning Bolt into the Arc Lightning, and they're looking for more perhaps. Masteros is around. He should know Forev might be there with Moon.
Tell you what though, Fearless is living up to his name. He is blinking onto anything and everything to get this farm. It has paid off a lot, but he's obviously died twice, and both of them have been the same outcome. TP into Nearest.
The boy's Fearless.
Jackie though,
He's going to be out onto Moon, but you have the Roar there from Forev. He was just waiting for it, but now a Ravage does fly out from Masteros. That'll be the Zeus gone, and that'll be a lot of your damage gone. Raven just hide out, and see you later. Looks like they actually got another Jabs.
Yeah, that's sick from Jackie. Like we said, Moon has to die first. He has to be the one getting jumped on.
DJ gets caught out trying to TP. Does pop his BKB.
He has Chrono, but Boombill does have the little shredder, so I don't want to see DJ commit the egg.
Cookie tries to juke it out, but no. Toss is going to be there, and Jackie will be now on a mega kill streak. That's 3 down from Fnatic's end of things, and that net worth lead I talked about a minute ago is suddenly just pretty darn even. It's less than 1k now for Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the XP and net worth graphs. Nothing has gone past 4k. 30-minute game, or 27-minute rather. That is incredibly close. 4k net worth at 27 minutes is negligible. XP even less so. This is an absolute banger already. This could go to 3 games. I'm hoping MG.Trust keep it together.
I hope so too. They've been looking great. Raven still just going to keep trying to keep up with this Faceless Void farm, who is about 3k ahead of the Spectre. He's going into the Abyssal Blade, and you do kind of feel like Raven might need that added bit of control, especially into the Void and the Quap. And you've got so many stuns already, but yeah, just that extra one, just so he can jump on top of someone and ensure he can get some damage out before they time walk or blink away. Probably going to be the go here for the Spectre.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side though, we've got tier 3 items coming through. These are the items that start to make a huge difference, because if you get lucky with the Paladin Sword, with the Quickening Charm, the game can turn around. You can see the Quickening Charm's already on Moon and already put on the Fearless Queen of Pain. So we're going to see some spell casting go hack in the fights.
You love to see it. There is a smoke out now from Fnatic's end of things. Do invade the Dire jungle. Rocket Flare did go past Masaros. Jabs just runs straight into him again with the hookshot to stun, but he just melts.
See you later,
no, they back off. They actually don't want to initiate. It looks like they might just be satisfied with Jackie committing that BKB charge.
Honestly, I feel like Jabs is doing this on purpose. He straight up is like, I'm going to make you use your BKB. Be scared of the fact that we can Nimbus kill you.
It's actually quite clever though, right? Because so much of your damage is magical. When you look at Moon, when you look at DJ on the Phoenix, getting that BKB charge that much lower actually will be a pretty nice future investment for the side of Fnatic.
Well, it's already dropped to 7. So once it gets down to 5, if you raw him, all of a sudden he doesn't have a BKB for very long. Raw's a 4-second stun.
Moon, smoked up here. They do jump in. They found the Zeus. Now Mortimer's Kisses are going to fly out with the Sonic Wave, and Jackie will jump in to ensure they have the damage. Now, they might try to secure this mid-tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Another great play from Jackie to find that pick with
Dire's
Fearless.
top tower
This is
is
what
under attack.
MG.Trust need to be doing though. They need to be killing Moon pre-fight. If they have a fight where, obviously we've seen where Chrono gets used on jabs and it looks disastrous afterwards. Even with the Ravager, doesn't matter. All you need to do is kill Moon.
Trying to defend that tier 2, which is extremely low, but Forever's sticking around.
Oh, Forever, please tell me you're going to blink and kill it. Please tell me you're going to do it.
He's going to use the board to try and go for the tier 2 tower kill, but he couldn't quite get there. 40 HP remaining, and that should be a nice, easy deny. Or the Tide later on. Still.
I think he might not deny it straight away purely off the fact that once you deny it, you can obviously start taking these outposts. Even then, it's quite a risky play because I think you can backdoor 40 health quite comfortably on almost anyone but Jabs.
Yeah. Poor old Jabs.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a good game. Disregard the 11 deaths, but outside of that, he's having a pretty good game.
Yeah, solid.
It's clear Fnatic had a game plan.
See you later,
like, we're going to buy space for Raven, we're going to hope Moon doesn't get picked off, and we get to late game, we'll probably win. Because I think a Zeus late game with 25 into a low BKB cooldown team will dominate. And obviously Spectre hits an R button. There's no real massive level of skill there. You will win fights just from hitting Horn.
I'll tell you what though, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned here for MG.Trust. I look over to Raven and he's very, very close now to just buying out that full IF Skadi. Could be a concern here. Once he tanks up like this, we know what happens in the late game when you have a Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious about the Abyssal build, but I do like the Skadi, realizing that a Chrono, doesn't matter if you have an Abyssal, you're going to probably die in it. Skadi is a bit more health, about 300 more health, 250 more health, so tank up a bit more, really annoy them in the team fights, and then hope Moon once again get picked.
Gonna be important.
That is the aim of the game. Oh, Boonbell. Oh my god. That was quick.
Top tower has fallen.
Forev able to pick up a kill there on the support Snapfire.
Did use Raw for it though. 70-second cooldown.
Masaros. Realize they are around the area, maybe just confident that he'll survive. Does hold the craggy coat on top of the rest of the auras he's currently got. Looks like they won't even bother with the Tide, he's just way too big at the moment.
Definitely. And speaking of which, we were talking about the top tier tower not getting denied. Raven took it in
Radiant's
the end.
bottom
Raven went and
tower
just
is under
one-shot it.
Shot, Jab is going to go out onto the Void. Jackie is going to be able to time walk away, but now the Nimbus has been placed. Masaros,
He has the Rav. I don't think he wants to.
he'll commit. The Ravage is going to be there. He's still burning out. The Sunrise Moon does go in and eventually does allow the kill, but now Jackie does get in with the Chrono. He's got two in there, but Fearless is going to have the follow-up damage. They burst down to Moon and DJ. They want more Fearless.
Man, Moon is playing so aggressive. I think he's taken a leaf out of Fearless's book and just dove in. You can't really do this as a Zeus, especially when your Thunder God's rattles are. Nimbus had about 9 seconds, 10 seconds left on cooldown. I don't know why you're jumping in to try to commit to a Tidehunter kill.
They could be forced to buy back on Fnatic soon to boot, because there is a Roshan coming in just a moment, I believe.
Neither team knows yet. So like while we see this replay, nothing is really happening except they have noticed the Roshan.
Okay. And that is TNC, rather Fnatic, excuse me, that have noticed. But Jackie, of course, we saw in the previous highlight, looking fantastic with that chrono. They now both seem to be aware the Roshan is up. They keep tabs. Courier's flying into the Roshan pit. No buybacks necessary from Fnatic's end as they are not even initiating yet. There we go. They'll go onto the Roshan now with Jackie.
They left it too late though, so Zeus is going to be up. They obviously do commit and back out. Also, have you seen the Bloodborne build from Jackie? He's building towards, he's all but committed with the Oblivion staff. Quite like this. Like once that Manta goes off on Raven, or better yet, once you get on top of Moon, it's a nice little lockdown. You force out either a BKB, a Yules, or some type of disengage for a very cheap, relatively decent item with the attack speed and the mana regen.
The next level way to play it. There is going to be a smoke from Fnatic, and Fearless, he's going to blink away this time. Masaros, hookshot is going to land perfectly from Jab, just from a mile away, but he does get himself out. Raven does have double damage active. He really wants to fight at the moment. Looks like he might not really have a chance. And instead, he's going to try to start the Roshan up.
Yeah, this is scary because you use the clockwork, obviously. You have everything else, Father Nimbus up as well. But I don't think Raven wants to get solo chronoed into this pit.
Try something. That Roshan's going down real quick.
He also went to Health Time at level 20. Not often seen. Jackie,
jump in. Still no chrono off. He's trying to get the Roshan. He's getting very low. There's the Aegis Raven. He does pick it up, and Jackie does go down. But what a Ravage and Sonic Wave out from Fearless and Masaros. Is it enough? Probably not. Raven is still moving forward. With that Aegis, he just does not care about his own life. And he'll lose at least one.
He has Haunt on the second life though, so I would look to see Boombell getting absolutely destroyed here. And yep, see a Boombell.
Straight after Boombell, he will go down, and even the quap has been Yules, but Fearless will be able to blink out to Moon. Hook from Jabs, landing again from a mile away, but Fearless does have the blink out. Q was there to save with the avalanche toss. Looks like he does force up himself back to the high ground. Overall though, like just looking at how that fight went out, you'd still say that Fnatic were on top.
Yeah, Fnatic did win there, even with the Jabs buyout obviously once more. Support buyback for a Roche fight win and also a kill on Jackie, which is probably the biggest thing they got there. Not just the Aegis, but Jackie dying with no buyout. He obviously bought out the Orchid, I believe another Oblivion Star. But now you get tier 2, you reset map presence, you wait for Haunt to come back up, and then you fight again.
Way to do it.
He has 3.5k health.
This is what I'm kind of talking, and we haven't even maxed out yet because he's going into the Abyssal Blade soon. So the Vanguard gets added to that. A bit more HP coming soon for Raven.
It will be curious to see if he goes to dispersion damage at level 25. The norm these days is the actual Haunt illusion. Your Haunt illusions can actually just straight kill supports.
Yeah.
But with how tanky he is, I wouldn't be surprised to see the dispersion come out. Oh no, Jabs. Is he going to do it? 4-Apes here, but I don't think this is a kill they can take.
No, they won't either. Jackie has his teammates right behind him just in case.
Zeus didn't have mana for both spells either.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, just everything just a bit too hard to kill Jackie.
Raven does get that Vanguard up into the Abyssal now, and with that Abyssal there, Haunt should be here any second, so it might be about that time they do go for that next team fight.
No buyout though, so it's a very risky strat here. Obviously Zeus is holding his buyout. He's not really that close to anything anyway. He's building towards that Bloodstone. But if Raven dies in this fight, it's 100 seconds where you're relying on Zeus to defend the base. Ooh, Timeless Relic.
Pretty nice.
Oh, please give that to the E-Blade Q, Tiny.
Dire's top tower is under
They're
attack.
probably going to give it to Fearless just because, well, the Queen of Pain.
Right.
But I want to see the E-Blade do its work.
Love to see it. Looks like it probably will go to the quad.
No? Oh, there it is. There. It's on the Queen of Pain.
All right.
So Fearless does take it. Once he gets that Scream Fear at level 25, that debuff duration is so dirty. It's so hard to deal with for Fnatic. And I think that's a huge window for them, whether or not Fearless can get on top of the enemy heroes.
Saros. Everyone just seemingly comfortable with farming at the moment, it seems. I mean, MG.Trust, I mean, they have the slight net worth lead. You kind of brought it up earlier, but no buybacks available right now on the Spectre, or maybe there is now, but Raven is still just trying to get some more gold up for himself before he does make that big play.
Yeah, I mean, this happens a lot around the tier 4 items. This, oh, Illusionist Cape for Raven.
Nice one.
Here we go. Oh, that's such a good spell. Obviously, the people that don't know, it will up his haunt damage, it will up his manta damage, it will up his own damage. It's just a huge item for any illusion-based hero.
Neutral items, aren't they fun?
Well, they got the best too. I would argue that Spell Prism is the best item you can get for Zeus. And obviously, Illusionist Cape is most likely the best item you could get for Spectre.
Rev. Avalanche Toss going to be out from Q, and he does immediately go down. Nobody else around the area to really go after here for MG.Trust. To accept a pretty good kill and back off. That was a smoke being used up, of course, for that one. Fnatic just staying on the other side of the map. Staying away from MG.Trust for now. Not really too interested in committing quite yet. Jackie and the rest of his side, especially with this Bloodthorn, they look like they just want to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. They do have to push the tempo a bit. Like I said, the level 25s that are going to come out on the Zeus and Spectre are both massive. And obviously Jackie has his 25 already. That backtrack coming through really negates a lot of the damage. He is burst you before time walk comes off. And if you can survive because of a backtrack and you reset your health pool, all of a sudden this Zeus hero is a bit weak.
The setup here for the bot lane. MG.Trust going to go after that tier 2 tower. We did see Fnatic earlier on, that is, taking that tier 2 top, and they actually do pressure the top tier 3 a bit, forcing Fearless to TP back.
You're still going to lose another 300 odd health on the tower because Illusionist Capes are nice and fair item. Oh, there's some neutral items that need to go. They need to go, and Illusionist Cape's one of them.
All right. Well, I mean, neutral items in general, some of them are kind of game breaking. It gets a bit ridiculous at some point, but like you said, the Illusionist Cape on Raven.
I mean, this could be, I'm speaking very early, this could be a tier 5 neutral item game.
Really?
I've only ever casted one of them before where someone actually used the tier 5 items.
You did call out earlier on that this would at least be a 40-minute game between these two, so I trust you. I mean, it is approaching that point now. We're about 20 minutes away from that tier 5 spot.
Yeah, definitely. I have to give props to MG.Trust. Whether they win or lose this game, already they've shown why they're here at ESL One Thailand. They have shown very strong gameplay so far. And Fnatic came in as a top 3 team.
Bruno is going to be out. He caught 2 of them. Forev going to be mainly targeted, but look at Jabs. He's holding everyone back with the hookshot cogs. And of course, Raven will haunt in, going after the Faceless Void, but he will not be able to time walk away. He's hitting stunned up. He will go down to Moon. And now the cleanup crew is upon us. Fnatic want to keep going. DJ, very, very low in terms of HP, but he does still have the egg. More than happy to use it. Raven going after Fearless. DJ waiting for the silence, but he will die before he can get the egg off. And that'll be Q for Raven to just leave the area as Q
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
for Moon be able to get him.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you're saying though. Raven and Moon just don't die in these fights, but they're not doing enough damage. I say that though. Masaros.
Gotta be careful. Spectral Dagger, that should be the end of this team fight, as MG.Trust seem to have had enough of this one. And it really is a matter of that. The damage output just doesn't seem quite high enough yet from Fnatic to really be able to deal with everyone on the side of MG.Trust.
Yeah, as soon as we see... I'd like to see Moon go for a refresher, honestly, before the Octarine. I know that's a bit out of order. Usually you do go the Ags, you go a mobility item, you maybe go 2 mobility items in this game, for instance. Then you go back for the Octarine. I want to see the refresher. I want to see a double Nimbus with an Abyssal and straight take Jackie off the map. I think they need to as well, with how strong he's being in these fights.
Well, they got him last time, but if you got the refresher shard up or the refresher orb up, it's going to be a lot easier to burst him down.
Refresher shard, good point. Roshan may respawn in 3 seconds, so...
Thank you for that.
MLP, internal timer is on point.
I have been playing the game for a very long time, I must. It's been what, 15 years?
Yeah, I really hate when people are like, oh, I've been playing for a couple of years, and you're like, I didn't even play Dota 1, I'm too young.
Yeah.
But the people that are like 19 saying, oh yeah, I've been playing it for so long since like this patch.
Fearless gets roared up. Raven gonna haunt straight in, and Fearless, does he go down? Avalanche again from Q, but no, the stun's out from Raven. Just too much for the Quap. That's a big kickoff. No buyback available on that Queen of Pain, and well, that Roshan, it's not up yet, but it looks to be a fast one, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be up almost to the second when Queen of Pain spawns. Which isn't too bad because obviously there's a tier 2 in the mid lane, so he can TP to that. And they've still controlled this outpost quite comfortably on the top lane. So there is ways for him to get into this. Although I think Zeus ulting meant Jabs wanted blood. He doesn't have the hook shot up though.
Jab just wants to hook onto anybody. That guy loves throwing it out.
I mean, I quite like the gameplay, but at some point you have to get an item. Like, he's holding 3k so he can buy back. And he has a Vlad's queued up for Raven. I don't know if Vlad's is the best item for.
Bell gets hooked on again. Raven with the follow-up Abyssal Blade.
That's a gem. That's huge. That's an absolute fantastic pick. And this one will give him 30 seconds for the Roshan pit to take that out before Boom Bell.
Well, judging by the last time they took out the Roshan, I mean, it didn't take too long. Now, mind you, they had a double damage on Raven at the time, so perhaps it could be slightly slower, but I think they might be able to do it. Still, Boom Bell will be able to buy back if necessary.
You won't be able to TP to anything but the tier 2 though, so we'll have to commit to quite a far TP. Obviously not the biggest problem. Mortimer's Kisses has a million range.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2,000.
A million was probably closer though. So.
And here comes the Roche. That is the Refresher Shard.
Thank you very much. Raven and Forever will just get started. The MG.Trust may not be aware that this is even happening, but DJ, now with that Thunder God's Wrath, it may have made it a little bit more obvious, but the Roshan's already so low. They get it for free.
Time is money.
Yeah. And they left the cheese on the floor for, I believe, DJ? Something I don't see often. Zeus with the cast range talent.
Wow.
Zeus has level 25. He's gone that cast range talent, but he doesn't even have an Aether Lens. So, like, he won't be doing from, like, the global range Mr. Bolts combo, but that cast range talent is so fast. You get put off because normal people go damage, but he'll be attacking from 2,000 units out.
That's her off. Danger. Gets the Ravage off. Still dies. Hook shot. Oh, Jabs. Just a perfect hook shot onto Fearless with the Abyssal Blade. Get out. Oh, he's been a real playmaker this game, and Fnatic, they're looking for more. They have found, of course, it's going to be Boom Bell.
Ah, that poor man.
He can't do anything. He's just going to accept the fact that he's going to die. And Q is sticking around here with the Avalanche toss. Jackie's going to come in. They do kill off Jabs, but now Forev. He's going to come in with the Roar. Jackie thinking about the Chrono, won't throw it out. We'll just back out of there.
Yes, Gem does go back towards MG.Trust.
He blinks right in with the BKB up, trying to go after DJ. But DJ is way too tanky with the Whittle of Shaco.
Jackie needs to be careful. They've got the Abyssal up. I think they're going to go on him. Yeah.
Raven on top. Jackie has the Chrono, but look at how much Raven's HP pool is. He's not dying. The egg is going down. Jackie does commit the Chrono. He'll get the egg. DJ gone. Now Forev will also go down. But can they get the big one? Raven, he's getting bashed non-stop. He cannot catch a break, but he will finally be able to walk out of there because there is somebody else called Jabs taking all the attention away once again. So Raven will go after Fearless. He gets the Queen of Pain back after Boom Bell, who is going to cookie away. And with the Glimmer Cape should be fine, and Mazeros seem to want Mazeros, or maybe they do.
It's a nice play. He's getting lucky.
Nimbus, Mule's going to be out from Moon. Mazeros does go down, and now Jackie jumps back in after Moon. But Moon does juke him out. Now the Cogs push back Jackie, trying to get himself out of there. He is not going to be able to, though. Raven, a triple kill out for the Spectre.
Jackie has no buyback. He jumped in with no buyback.
That's a problem.
And obviously we saw Fearless died back in that fight. I think this might be at least one Rax going down, if not two. Obviously it's going to be quite hard to push through both tier 2s at once, so they might not lose their entire base, but it was looking so good for MG.Trust, but that
Divine
long fight
is under attack.
Divine Rapey on Raven.
Dire's middle
Okay.
tower
I don't
has
hate that. He's got the Aegis.
I guess so. I mean, they've got no buybacks anyway, so they might just want to rush the tier 4 towers, and they got that refresher orb you wanted as well, by the way.
Yeah, they used it on Phoenix still. So Zeus hasn't taken the refresher off him, which is weird because double Nimbus is ridiculous.
He's bought a refresher.
Oh, yes, he did. Give me the refresher shard too. I want to see 3 of them.
He might not even have the chance. They're going after the tier 4s with that Divine Rapier. Raven, just slowly but surely getting through that tier 4, but there's the Mortimer's Kisses going onto that creep wave, but the hookshot jabs once again straight into the fountain this time around, and they just roar him up. That might be it. The tier 4s are down, the Ancient is exposed, and the GG has been called. On the side of Fnatic will be able to take game 1 in quite an explosive fashion.
Yeah, honestly, MG.Trust, they may have lost the game, but I'm going to